in Mind Change, which is a fascinating book that I feel like anyone can read and apply to whatever industry they're in, um, what is the central theme and who's your target audience there?
Well, I'll explain first that the title Mind Change was to deliberately echo climate change, because I felt that just as climate change is impacting on our society in a way that, say, 30 years ago, we wouldn't have contemplated. So mind change is similar, and it's similar in four ways. First, it's unprecedented. Yeah, it's the first time this has happened. Second, it's global. Third, it's controversial, obviously. And fourth, it's multifaceted. And by multifaceted, I mean, there's many questions that need to unpack. It's not a simple question. So rather like with climate change, there's carbon sequestration and water shortages and so on. So with mind change, there's issues of social networking and identity, video games and violence and recklessness, or search engines and how you convert information into knowledge. So in all these different aspects, there are questions that need their own space and turn to be unpacked. So in that sense, it's like climate change. So the book was called Mind Change because of those four similarities, those four parallels with climate change. However, my take-home message is that unlike climate change, it's in our hands to do something. Climate change, as far as I understand it, is damage limitation, whereas mind change doesn't have to be like that. For the first time ever, a kid now has a 1 in 3 chance of living to be 100, right? Most of us in our privileged lives, like to think we've got a second 50 years to our lives. So I could ask you, Jeff, what do you want to do with the second 50 years of your life? Are you just going to play Sudoku, or are you going to be like Warren Buffett, or I don't know, or Desmond Tutu, or the Queen, or all these people in their 80s who are living valuable, exciting, interesting lives? They're not just treading water. So what I would like to see then is some emphasis on how we can really live our lives to the full for all of our lives, not just for the first bit. And in order to do that, we have to ask what we want out of life, and how can we harness the technology to give us an environment where we can express ourselves in a way individuals never had the chance en masse to do before. So my take-home message is really to get people to think about what they want of the 21st century, what they want of the 21st century technology, because I don't think people are thinking that through. It's not meant as scaremongering. It's not meant really as a wake-up call. It's just meant to say, look, this is something that's a very powerful change in our lives. Like 30 years ago, someone said, look, climate change is happening, what we're going to do? And I feel like saying, so this is happening now, just look around you. It's even easier to see the change compared to climate change. Just look at kids now, with their head things in their ears and looking at screens and not talking to each other. Just look around you. And surely we need to think about, is this the way we want to be headed, and what do we want to do, and how can we help these people? And certainly for business, how is your business going to make the most of that environment for the benefit of everyone? How are you going to do that? And I think this is a wonderful opportunity to be innovative and exciting rather than just making more video games. I think there's ways in which, or more website designs or something, there's that one can do that actually impact on the three-dimensional world rather than seducing people away from it. And I think that would be the take-home message. My target is basically anyone with a brain, which most people have, I hope. It's all about the brain. It's not meant for what we would call the chattering classes in England. That means that it's not meant just the middle. I would like parents to read it, and anyone who's interested in impacting on society and contributing to it, really. And I'd like to think it wasn't certainly not just for academics or scientists. I've made great effort to make sure it was digestible for everyone.